Hello there, collective. My name is Kim. Welcome to my channel, 5 Mirror Tarot. Well, now, this is going to be quite the little reading. You did not find this channel by accident, collective. Welcome. You come on in. Now then, for the title, let's see. I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick, This is Ugly. Your narcissistic's crushed the joy. Now this is going to refer to you tied into a video I've got on my playlist. You go check out my playlist that says, Behind Your Back, 2 comic clowns are out to smear you to your kids as dirty. Okay, the title to this one is This is Ugly. Your narcissistic's crushed the joy behind your back. Got it? That's the title. And it is Dirty Pool. Now then, the Mirror Tarot spread is a reflection of the viewer's inner state, and it is not for everyone, but I hope you enjoy it. It is for entertainment purposes only. Now, a little gal named Mystic Rose says that the mirror work using the tarot as a mirror, it's like a tool for you to tap into the subconscious in theory. So what's being reflected? Holy Spirit? What does the collective need to know? This is ugly. Unbelievably relentless, abusive toxicity. That's the vibration, that's behavior. They team up, even teamed up with others. That would be the children I was seeing during my meditation. Nothing makes my blood boil more than that. I feel for you, miss. That these broken probably father to your child or children really trying to mess with your head like they really truly have some kind of power. Just because they say so, them toxic selves. That you don't deserve to have a connection to your own children. You carried in your body, some of you, even if you adopted these children, or you're the grandmother, woo-woo, you got some children, woo-whoop. Got it? Saying that you didn't bond with your own child is pretty arrogant, isn't it? And frustrating. Well, that's what I saw. Makes my blood boil. Makes me angry that, well, what I saw was your child at one point, or maybe I've got more than one child, but the one child that knows you, miss, and trusts themselves, the other, maybe the other children were chickens, the older ones, but I think it was the youngest. Thank you, Holy Spirit. That's my mom. I know my mother's worth, and you can't, don't you be mean to my mom. Whereas the other children I saw, I know, miss, you know this, 'cause it's been going on for a while. Well, you broke through it. You had to break through with that youngest child stood up for you. That's my mom. Don't tell me that I'm a child. This came out of a child's mouth to a full-grown adult. Now, the children were not, you don't like this part. It's like they undermine your authority. I know how you feel. You're the mother to the children, but the father decides to pit the children against their own mother. And over time, not all the time though, but some children, I know mine did, they actually get hankering to hurt you, their own mother, because they've watched their dad hurt your feelings, and they would like to do that too. And then when they pit your child against you, leave me a comment. Leave me a comment if this is resonating, miss. But what I saw was your child stood up and said, I know my mother's worth, And the other children snapped out of it and felt guilt and shame for, yes, they're afraid. Sometimes a child could be afraid, at least I know mine was, because he told me that he was afraid. He just went along with his dad because he was afraid. He saw what his dad had done to me. Everything was all sweet between us, and then he got, I don't know, some wild hair across his behindy. And at like 9 or 10, my son, right up to this day, because it doesn't stop, ladies. You stopped it now while yours were children. They will still triangulate you and pit your children against you and your grandchildren at one point. It just never stops with these toxic fools. So, anyway, your crafty narcissist crushes the joy any way that they can muster to the divine, to dim humankind's spirit. That's you, miss. That's you, miss. Or sir, you switch those energies around. There's no gender in the tarot. Ace of Wands and Tower. For you, though, a new start and a passion in business. This imbibes creativity for you, miss. And doing so with enthusiasm, and these two cannot stand that you were able to get through the gauntlet of crapola that they've been putting you through, and you finally got through to the other side. And now, I'm telling you, he's threatening you. He knows you do not want that woman in your children's life. He thinks that you're about to be, and you are about to be swept off your feet. You're going to get the love you deserve and happiness, and he can't stand it. So he's got this karmic woman. I'm telling you that if you get married, if you go be happy, if you go have a new start, if you have a new beginning and you don't stay trapped to this thing forever, yeah, that's him in his world of make-believe, huh? He's going to marry her, and he will do it. Do it. She wants it. Yes, do it. That will be the ultimate revenge. Let's go get married. He didn't really want to marry her, but that's what he's holding over your head, and this is ugly. Insults, a need to criticize you, devalue you, discredit you. No one's going to want you because you're damaged goods. I've smeared your reputation up and down this land. And our family business is what I mean. He was going to bring the children into some kind of a group event celebrating the business, like an office party, only bigger. And have the children, what you do in your living room at home, he was going to do a 3-ring circus right there in public. And her being there. Since when has she ever been invited to, work-related events? Since when? Since he can show up with the kids at your work, miss. Gaslight du jour must make you doubt your lying eyes. Your survival instincts, miss. Be damned. Got you to doubt yourself and your perceptions before. Well, but you've leveled up about 40 or 50 times. Queen of Swords reversed. Even a little bit of egotism vibration gives your narcissist, from their point of view, and that woman, a false sense of bravado, entitled sense of power and domination over others, but especially you. That they were those were just sock puppets that were going to be sitting there watching them dogpile on you in public and humiliate you. Now then, if you pair the King of Cups with that Queen of Swords, both reverse, it implies emotional issues due to manipulative behavior. This is a catalyst for massive upheaval. This is ugly. Over time, both of these two are literally wasting. It's a way to steal your time, especially with your children, and stuffing their little heads with nonsense. They have to steal the energy that you need, miss, to be comfortable, to maintain a comfortable life and in your own skin, because you're not with him anymore. He can't stand it. Someone is taking credit for your accomplishments. That's at the workplace. It's what he was getting ready to do and tear you apart at work and personally and just blend it all and stuff. Free for all, tearing you to shreds. Most everything is being messed with by your toxic and that woman. This is ugly. Self-centered means to be conceited. Whew. It's my opinion that someone seeks validation from a lot of attention, but show no interest whatsoever in your basic needs. That's why you're not with him. And why he's with that homewrecker. It's a different homewrecker than was with our divine feminine and masculine in the 5 videos back. Challenging situation. These 2 karmic clowns, they are pissed that the humiliation ritual blew back. You were ready for it. Deep insights into your spiritual path and how it relates to your physical, your emotional, and your ethereal beliefs. Love between my divine masculine and divine feminine. It's otherworldly, that vibration. This is a love vibration. Some of you, you are sharing this in your own skin and you're pleased about it. You're balanced out. Others, you have a person, a real live person, sharing elegantly, loving without fear. Both of you submerged in your self-care practices. Okay, let me get over there. Where's the book? The book. Hello there. How are you doing? No, it pissed me off. Look, miss, as with all things, but especially this, so that they can't psychically hook you and hurt you with this. They're doing it because, not that you're weak. It's just you have grace. You have self-respect. You have integrity. But apparently so does your youngest child who stood up for you. Now listen, that youngest child would say, Mom. Who does Dad think he is that he can't break the bond I have with you? Because he can't. But if you act like you've lost, then even I as a child, I'm going to question it and think. Something. We weren't even supposed to be in the room. And this is where it changed. The child says that. We are children. We're not even supposed to be here. Because little pictures have big ears and they're like a sponge. And they heard a neighbor, an aunt, they heard a grandparent say, you kids are not supposed to be in the room. And the older ones just went, but it was the youngest one that picked up on it. And when that child stood up for you, said, we're not even supposed to be in this room, Dad. You are scarring us. And don't know what that child does not know what scarring means, but knows that Grandma said it. So there, it's good to go with that child. That you keep putting us in this situation, Dad. It was a beautiful thing. And the older children felt guilt and shame. And then you gang up, you get and team up with Dad. So, well, then I'm on Mom's team. That's not fair. And then you keep trying to get me everyone over on sin, so it's everyone against my mom. It was a beautiful thing. Now, okay, we have to figure out what. It's the book of Job. It's the book of Job. If you're interested, it's not really necessary now. And then we're going to get to this tarot read. The top tier is the divine feminine. I marked it with that oracle. This bottom tier is the divine, the masculine energy, and the feminine energy's up there. Here's the masculine energy, okay? So we got 2 polarities going. Very simple tarot card reading. But we have to do this first. Is the Book of Job? I have no idea. Where's the stick? Ooh, I feel it. Right there. We have to do this first. This is going to set the tone for you. This is going to set the tone for you. Here we go. No, I feel a stick right there. Right there. Right there. I missed the book. Okay. Higher. Thank you. Thank you, Holy Spirit. See? Cancel that one. I hit the table. It's Job right there. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. That is the father getting caught by his own youngest child. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. That's the other two children that come on over time. This is the part you didn't like, miss. I didn't like it when it was done to me, so I can feel for you. They've taught your children how to hurt you. That's not constructive, mature communication. They are teaching your children when they pit them against you, oh, goody, goody, it's time for us to hurt mom's feelings, to hurt her emotionally, and get an evil pleasure out of it. And the youngest didn't sit well with that youngest child I saw during my meditation. Out at all of them. And when he's about to fill his belly, thinking that they got one over on you, miss, or sir, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him, while he's eating up your energy, watching your own children team up against you with them and feeling powerful and dominating you, just like their dad, feeling that power as an adult. They're getting it. And then threatening you. If you go on with your life, and how dare you heal yourself from all the treacherous things that I've done to you, and now I brought the children in to do it to you too. Because we're all better than you are, divine feminine. No, this is karma. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. When that child, over the ka-choong, arrows of truth, ka-choong, 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 in Sagittarius. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him, and that is left in his tabernacle. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him for turning your children and smearing your name all this time. It stops. That child faced a full-grown adult, toxic adult, like David and Goliath. Down for the count. Got it? This is the portion of a wicked man from God, and the heritage appointed unto him by God. That is God's wrath, is what that is. Now then. Well, welcome to my channel, 5 Mirror Mirror. The title is This is Ugly. Your narcissistics crush the joy behind your back. That's the title. The Devil card in the pre-shuffle, let's see. Becoming too rigid in the karmic clown's humiliation rituals. Deep insight into your own belief in your spirituality and how it relates to your physical, your emotional, and your ethereal beliefs. So we're using the Ethereal Visions deck. Brand new. It's a brand new deck. We're going to be working with this like we did the crow in the very beginning, the very first 8 videos. The one with the crows. Karmic couple now makes a bad move. Sudden changes land them both in a ditch. That's their karma. King of Cups and Tower. The karmic feminine is in an emotional fit of pique. Instability means triggered. I feel how she doesn't know who to trust. She thought that she had some kind of... How long have your children known this bimbo? 8 weeks? He just picked her up. She's new supply. Karmic will not learn. Ignorance is gobsmacking. Irrational walking disaster is what she is. She's a mistake. He made... Let him. Your enemies are dreading judgment and know that they deserve a divine behind whooping. For any toxic person who were acting and believing the stuff that they were smearing you about, the children that believed it got a talking to. From their holy guardian angels. They didn't skate. They were told that make you feel powerful. Why? You hurt your mother. Why would you do something to hurt your mother? Why would you make your mother cry and then do it again and again because you were all teaming up on her with dad? And again, these children could be 39 years, not weeks or months or days. 39 years old, they do not stop. Some of these toxic parents do not stop torturing the poor mother who gave birth to the children. Some of you were adopted them, but I'm talking about that's vile to do that to a woman who carried and nurtured her child and is a good mother, and then to pit her children by lying to them and saying that she's the homewrecker when it's not. You do so you can look at new alliances. You're breathing freshness in these vibrations and these mellow energies to become even more laid back over the summer and enjoy your children. It didn't work. It blew back on them. That's my mom. Take it back. You take it back. And you learned with the older ones when you were alone. They'll repeat stuff and you know they got it from their dad as someone's feeding it to them, whoever. And you say, well, I don't have to accept what you just told me. How about that? But you did. Instead of you going, that's a lie, and your father, because that child will go back to the father and be rewarded for it. I do not have to accept what your father says to me. You're my child. You repeat that dross to me, trying to hurt my feelings, really. Fine. Do it. Trip the light, fantastic. Go on. But I do not have to accept as a fact what you are saying about me, because that's not me. It's not you either. It's you parroting your father and other people, just trying to push my buttons all the time. See, when they're not there, they're training your own children to push your buttons so they can say, hey, 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 when he gets home from work. Hey, 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 Dad. Oh, we're not putting up with that. Okay, we're going to do it this way. Now then. This is the Chariot. This is you healing the situation with the help of your child. Clarify the world. That's you, the child, and you graduated. From now on, if they're going to team up against us, it's you and me, Mom. And when the other kids see how happy the youngest child is by being real with you, and them stop being little fake poser children with you, your own children, when they learn that they start to feel good inside by keeping their heart space open and pure to you, and the comic clowns can't stand it that this has happened. Hasn't happened. Could have already happened to you in the past. It could be happening right now in this next sentence as I'm talking to you. Or it could play out in the near future. I'd say at the most over 2 weeks. When I teach beginning tarot to my students, I teach them you need to frame some kind of, to keep it in context. Give yourself 10 days to 2 weeks. Keep a journal and find out how many of these things came to bear, how many and how quickly. and see what carried over. Were these things that you needed to lose or turn loose of, and it's okay? Or is it something that you're going to find relevant in a future tarot card reading? So the 5 of Swords is tied to the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords is these two comics are opportunists. It's not out here. But the 5 is. The 2 swords on the ground, that was a surprise to you that this child stood up. These 3 swords here would be, here's the father thinking that, let's say you have, for context, you've got 3 children. 3 children. Thought for sure that youngest was going to be, dogpile on mom. Look at him, just perplexed. Just perplexed. Look at him. Why didn't it work? And here's you and the child grounded, balanced, and centered. The 2 on the ground is you and the child. He's down a sword. He thought he'd had all 3 kids. What happened? What happened with that youngest child has a soul. Youngest child's like 5 years going on 40. Well, that child's wise. That child knows which side that child's bread's buttered on with mom. That's the Fool card. Clarify the Universe card and the Fool card and the Chariot. You healed that situation. Put your money where your mouth is. All aspects were out. Communicated clearly. Child communicated clearly. You and your child filled your cup, showed your loyalty to each other. There was now the other 2 kids are worried. The older ones are worried. There's a rejection and abandonment issue vibration for those 2. I told you that's guilt and shame. They know that they love you and that what they were doing to you was wrong. All this time since they were wee, tiny, small, those 2. The youngest one caught on immediately. Look, it's the moon. The moon, the goddess intuition. The moon, the motherhood. That's the cycle. In your wisdom, in your child's wisdom, you raise that little one really quickly. And that's the magician. You and this child were able to manifest a way out of this forever going forward. And that is divine orchestration. This was supposed to happen. Supposed to teach those 2 comic clowns a lesson, and from the mouths of a babe. From a literal child. There you are as the Empress. That's my mom. Who do you think you are, Dad? You are loved. You're the stuff itself. You're the large goddess in charge. As the Emperor. You're both. This is what happened with the magician, the Emperor, and the Empress together in your own skin. That's also, if it was your child's a little boy, he was an emperor. Made the father look like the child, like a page. There you as the Empress, good fertile ideas on how to go forward. This is the Eight of Pentacles. Your hard work paid off with this. That child made it so that you were able to shift. You caused an energy shift. And these blades were able to slice through these ropes. You were able to take the blindfold off, because he's been doing this to you and triangulating you with your children. That's disgusting. That's vile. The toxicity to bring the children in, steeping the children in that. And then it was the last one, like, no, when I come in my soul contract, I'm going to fight for my mom. That child fulfilled that soul contract with you, miss. For swords, he really intended to pit all, if I'm going to put it in context, let's say you had 3 children against one, that's you, to do your head in, to fill you with pain and sorrow, emotionally wound you forever, and keep it that way. Keep the pressure on you that way. And look, got away with it in the past. That's the 10 of Cups. Lusted for doing it forever. It's going to do that to you forever. Till you are old woman with your great-great-grandchildren. Every generation dogpile on you. Like some sick family tradition. Time-honored toxic tradition. Look. They are so pissed off that you turned this around so that you changed it. You did some form of alchemy here. That's to clarify the 4 of Swords. Now this is the star, and they're not going to let me show it. So this is the star from my deck. Now that's the Divine Feminine. What happened to this comic woman? Ooh! 7 of Pentacles. She got... What is it? They screwed the pooch, metaphorically, during this. They planned it. She was going to be dressed to the nines, and the children were going to be looking at, or they could say that you're a bad mother, and that she dressed the children, the little hot pocket, side pocket girl that his new supplies only had for 7 weeks, according to this. They're not going to last. She's not going to last. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck, her cup going to be overturned because he's not going to marry her unless you pretend that you are completely miserable. He won't marry her. But the second you move on with your life, that's the High Priestess reversed. She gonna turn into a major problem for him. Let them. This is him promising that he will marry her if you get out of line for any reason, like a hair trigger. Any reason, he'll just run off and marry to make sure that he's got a solid way to make your life miserable again using your own children. Temperance. This is divine orchestration for you. Divine retribution for him and that woman. Clarify. Temperance reversed. They don't get success. That's the 6 of Wands. You do. You get to go on to a glorious, another 6. Hold on. This is my notes, because we're getting into it. This pod here is tied to this 6. We're clarifying these 2 6s. You get success into your frustration, not for these 2 clowns. Temperance reversed. Why? Miss, either you're in a business or you're in a family business, or whoever I'm talking to. This is a very big deal, what you belong to. This is a highly profitable empire. If someone's looking to cash out of this corporation or this family owned and run business, but I feel at the core of this message, this tarot reading, triggers plots and half-baked schemes and bribery and emotional blackmail. It's time to get in. Either you have a business partner, you'll get in a business partner because you need some help now. You're growing to the point you can't do this all by yourself. I'm so proud of you. And that's why he keeps holding her over your head like the sword of Damocles. You either bug out and leave that business because you do not care. You go out on business of your own, or you are still part of a very, very powerful family, business, or corporation. However you make this fit, you guys, this is a collective reading. Here we go. There's that. Here. This will be why he marries that his side pocket new supply. That's for you, miss. The moon. We already have the moon up here. That's my moon. This is the moon. He knows there's danger up ahead, that you're going to find the love that you deserve. This person's got money. He's got emotional wealth, which is even more money. I mean, more money's common, but emotional wealth is something that you can actually create and build something with this person. Yeah. Oh, he's been afraid about this for a long time. That's the Five of Wands. Very conflicted in his own skin, that should you actually, some of you are gone. You're just gone. You're not there anymore. Some of you are on your way out. Yeah, you've already got someone, I'd say at least in the 5D, you're meeting up with, miss. In another dimension, taking it very slow. And you communicate with each other. Don't you worry, he will manifest. That Magician card, you're manifesting that to happen. Not like you want someone to save you, because you don't need anyone to save you. You're using your most authentic self, and those around you just think, oh, miss, some of these are older people. When I grow up, I'm 75 years old. When I grow up, I want to be like collective, like the divine feminine. Here you are. Ah, did you see this? Ah, look. Moon, Spoon, and June. And you want it. You both know what you want to build together. And some of you haven't even met yet. You will. You're coming into a new soul family too. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles into actual frustration too for some of you. You finally find a real sweet honey lover. That is the Four of Cups. You could turn around and look and you couldn't see it up in the sky, but that's the hand of God getting ready to pour blessings over your head, because you count your blessings. You count your blessings, especially with your children. Six of Cups. To refresh, to reconstitute your bond with your children, in light of what these two keep trying to damage your relationship over and over and over again. They can't. They will say that they are, and but they aren't, unless you allow it to be damaged. Your child told you to your face, miss. Mom, if you think that you've lost. You taught us that. If you believe that you've lost your bond with me, your 6-year-old child, I was just a baby 6 years ago, a newborn, cute little baby. Now, come on. How can you think you've lost? Because if I pick up that you're so hurt by this in your ego, this is from a child. Whoa, that's an old soul you got there. Six of Cups. This child makes sense. How can you believe that, Mom? I love you, Mom. Got it? Clarify the Six of Cups. Ooh, we got two. Nobody can steal your bond between you and your children. They grew from this. Look at all that growth. See, that's the child that stuck up for you. You got them. These are the other two older children. Older child stunted. Look how much your youngest child grew to give you justice. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Seven of Pentacles. You're happy with the one pentacle that stands for all three of your children. Bluebird of happiness. That's little details adding up. That your children, this is Holy Spirit. This is your spirit team around your children saying, you're not going to fall for this with your daddy anymore, are you? Oh, no, 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 we're not going to. Hold on. Five of Cups. This is him. This is your two karmic clowns. Did not get away with it. They were exposed. Tried to cover it up, but they could not cover up the leverage that they were using. They couldn't hide their I know it's two of them, but it was a group think over, see these cups, drinking in their own hubris, conceit, vanity, wanting to control and dominate you. And here you, these two little cups, the two little cups back here, that's you and your child that stuck up for you, were being told to do so by your spirit teams. Your spirit team is your child's spirit team. They've got their particulars too, but the ones that you have in common on the spirit side was standing that child's holy guardian angel and yours, miss. They're ashamed. He's like, and now I'm going to have to marry that woman in order to maintain control over you until the end of time can tell, but I'll do it. He doesn't want to do it. That's in your favor. Yeah. You want me to pull? Let's see what this is. Okay. A dining table. Feeding your soul or your mind, a need to review your body's nutritional needs. Too much or too little on your plate. Gathering of friends and loved ones. Oh. Lying about mundane or important aspects of your life chaps your behindy since it disables your emotional and your spiritual maturity. Your own child said, Mom, you taught me that if I think I've already lost my thoughts enough, I've lost. No one can break our bond, Mom. I'm your child. Well, so are they, but they're traitors. I'm in your corner, Mom. From the mouths of babes came the truth. All I ask of you, that's a song, the mask removal from the Phantom of the Opera. Well, that would be this new, that King of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. Avoid complaining or indulging in negative thinking. Mom, don't let them beat us. Because see, if we're going to compete, your youngest ones at least, well, I'm going to be on the team that's at least we're not negative. Me and Mom, grounding, protection, sacred vibes. Wishes granted if you believe in them. Otherwise, it's a hunch or it's a prayer. Prayers answered. Celebrate your loving, successful life. You take on the art of charm and socializing for an extreme, sheer joy of it all. Your most authentic self nurtured informally and also intimately among everyone you trust and unconditionally love. The enemy has no power over your life, period. The nerve of those two. Toxic pine away for the collective. Continual joy for you and money. For the divine masculine, money. Luck, training others, new skills. Luck, lots of money. Prayer answered and more. Taking a spiritual bath, spiritual treasure. Sometimes your comics feel like a nut. Sometimes they don't. You learn how to clean your own aura successfully. Mom. Sixth dimension. This is from this vantage point of the superconsciousness that humans must gain the ability to witness how each of you has incarnated many times on this earth. 6D is where we may realize this isn't the first time at the rodeo that you incarnated as a human being instead of a kitty cat. For those of you who believe in that, to each your own. Plus, you had different goals in those lifetimes when you were a kitty cat than when you came into this one as a light worker, as an earth angel, as a human being with a soul and a conscience, and self-respect and integrity. Irresolution, falsity, avarice, that's them, those two. To take your power back from nasty, toxic frenemy or even an intimate partner. They were secretly envious and jealous. You are slaying these evil karmics. Well, let me get over here. Let me thank you, though. I want to thank you, though, for coming and spending time with me. If you'd like, subscribe, hit that thumbs up. Even if a video doesn't resonate with you, please hit the thumbs up anyway. Help me get these messages deeper into the algorithm. But until we do this again, I can't wait until our next reading. I'm so proud of you during our meditation this morning. All of you going inwards and enjoying yourselves, learning who you really are so that you are all right on the inside starts to play out in the outside world. Even when you have to deal with those toxic people. Well, let me get over here and see. Well, now, for me, that is pretty gosh darn good. Again, I try to do this simply. I don't try to throw everything but the kitchen sink at you. I know some of you are interested in the tarot. Some of you are interested in spiritual tarot readings. Some of you are interested in narcissism tarot readings. Some of you are interested in love and light and finding the best way to access going inward and growing into moving forward in your own self-love care and healing practices. But you come on back now. You come back in here. We do this every day. I'll be here for you. At some point, I will be here for you every single day. I love you, collective. Now you go out there and have a really great evening.